on.
Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in to the IRS Radio Hour live stream, heard live here every Friday, but we air Sunday at 5 p.m. on AM 560.
The Answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am accompanied here by your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy.
That's me.
I am your co-host and your future realtor, Jim Leahy, 847-271-3695. No, I don't wish, I know. And I have the best technical producer in the business.
Thanks, Jim.
Deborah Schreiner.
The Deborah. We like to call her
you know
the
what?
Deborah.
When it rains, it pours, Deborah. One step forward, 5 steps back.
What are we going backwards for?
What we're trying
to talk about me?
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, we're talking about how great this show is becoming. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you
for
tuning in. We have a new show coming up, too, which is going to be great. I'm telling you, guys are going to love it. But remember, the show is sponsored by Opum Tax Resolution, 312-664-6649. You can visit them at chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your hub to help fight the IRS. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Jim Leahy with That Properties, 847-271-3695. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, residential realtor expert.
Extraordinaire.
I'm just throwing in words right there. I'm in a good mood today. Why am I getting a good mood? Well, you'll hear it in just a little bit. We want to make sure that you guys are having a great time. Remember, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them below. You guys are watching the live stream. Write them below. Give us your feedback and tell us what you think.
Are you watching the live stream?
Can I not get something through here? Like, you're unbelievable.
Pursuant to Internal Revenue Service guidance, be advised that any federal tax advice contained in this program is not intended to be used, and it cannot be used by any person or entity for the purpose of avoiding any tax penalties that may be imposed by the Internal Revenue Service or any other U.S. federal taxing authority or agency, or promoting, marketing, or recommending to another party any transaction or matter addressed in this show. The opinions expressed by the host and the guests are their own and may not be used as authoritative advice. Any use of this material without the written consent of the host is strictly prohibited.
You're listening to the IRS Radio Hour with your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy, on AM 560, The Answer. Tune in every week at 5 for an informative discussion about IRS obligations, credit card debt, mortgage default, collection activity, and how to resolve these legal issues using tax resolution, debt settlement, mortgage loan modification, foreclosure defense, and bankruptcy. Your host is Stephen Leahy, and the principal at Open Tax Resolutions and the law office of Stephen Leahy, PC. Stephen is the author of Deal with Your IRS Problems Today. IRS and debt issues are serious, but there is help. There are resolutions. So get ready and take notes during the IRS Radio Hour. And now, here's your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy.
Hello, Chicago taxpayers. We are coming to you from Studio C here at AM 560 The Answer. This is the IRS Radio Hour.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Now, don't forget that this show is sponsored by the law office of Stephen A. Leahy, PC, and Opum Tax Resolutions.
God bless you, Opum Tax Resolution.
Opum helps people solve IRS problems. They help people with audits and levies, liens and garnishments, collections, unfiled tax returns, and payroll tax issues. We also help people with mortgage foreclosures, loan modifications, bankruptcy, and other debt-related issues. So if you have any of these problems, or if you know someone who does, and we all do, we should have call us at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649, or you can join us on the web at www. Do you have to still say that? At Opum. It's called chicagotaxteam.com. See, I get a little for Klimt. Is that what it is?
Don't ask me.
I am joined today with our favorite technical producer, the best in the business, Deborah Schreiner.
Hey, guys. Good to see you both.
Thank you so much, Deborah. And I am also joined by my nephew, my good friend, my realtor, my co-host, Jim Leahy.
I don't answer questions in simple sound bites. You are tasting a fine wine. It has multiple notes to it. You better play 4D chess with me like it's Minority Report. Because it ain't that simple. It's complex.
Oh, thank you, Deborah.
That was Kanye West
I figured
Was that
was-
Kanye West?
talking to Donald Trump. Yes.
I had no idea. I didn't even watch the thing. Thank you so much, Deborah Schreiner, best in the business. Attorney Stephen Leahy, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IRS Radio Hour, heard every Sunday at 5 on AM 560. The Answer. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the show sponsored by Open Tax Resolution 312-664-6649. I know we've just been given that number a million times already, but I want you guys to know if you have any problems whatsoever, give those good folks a call. We're going to be talking about a myriad of issues.
A what?
A pyramid of issues.
Can I ask you something? Was it?
No, we're going to be, hold on. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues. We might not answer your particular question. If you have one, you can go to chicagotaxteam.com. You can go to our YouTube channel where we do live feeds every Friday of the show. So you're able to watch it, ask questions. We can answer it during the show, which here's today. But anyway, there are ways of getting a question answered. Don't sit there with your head in the sand. Get them done today. Open tax resolution.
Very good advice. Can I ask? I don't remember. Was it Kanye West who came on stage against Taylor?
Yes.
Yeah, he took the award from
Uh-huh.
her. Yes.
Okay, so because they're both in the news this week, and I guess they took opposite sides again.
Coincidence? I think not.
As any regular listener to the IRS Radio Hour knows, I'm a Tay-Tay fan. I don't know that much about Kanye West. I really don't. I think I can name one song that he's ever done, or I know that. And that's why I wasn't sure if it was him that came up on stage and confronted her, because Beyonce should be the best. Did he say that? I think that's what he was saying. That she should have won the best. He was wrong about that, but he might be right about Trump. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
The news roundup.
Review and comment on the news.
There's a lot to talk about today. I know you want to talk about Kanye.
No, I don't. I don't want to talk about it.
You want to talk about Tay-Tay?
I don't want to talk about Tay-Tay either. I was a little bit taken aback because she never really got into politics, and then this week she does. She starts talking about the race down in Tennessee.
This award and every single award given out tonight were voted on by the people, and you know what else is voted on by the people? Is the midterm elections on November 6th. Get out and vote. I love you guys.
Now that makes sense. That I don't have a problem with that type of. We should all. Well, we talked about that a little bit. We should all vote, right? Get informed. Inform yourself about the issues and who represents what you like, and then go out and vote for them, support them. No problem with that. I like that. She was very mean. You see what I did there? Because she's got the song "Mean" to the woman who's running for. Down in Tennessee, she took the position.
Marsha Blackburn.
That's right, Marsha Blackburn. The gentleman, the Democrat, he's like 70 years old. And he also came out and said he would have supported Kavanaugh and all this other stuff. And so it's kind of odd that she would support him. And I don't think she even lives in Tennessee anymore. I know she's got a place in New York. She's got a big, huge mansion in California. Probably many places. She's got a lot of homes, I'm sure.
She has a myriad of homes.
A myriad. They're very good. You guys are throwing these words around like...
I didn't even know what it meant. No, I'm joking. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting our show set up on the web right now, getting things tuned in. You know why I'm doing this, ladies and gentlemen? Because we have a new show that's going to be coming up,
right.
too. I want to just kind of tease
that
that a
news?
little bit.
That is news.
It's news for all the avid IRS Radio Hour listeners. You can hear us twice. That's right, twice. You can hear this show where we talk about nothing. It's like Seinfeld. No, I'm joking.
It's IRS problems are nothing to you.
I
Baby.
understand.
But then you can do it on
humor.
Friday, because you can watch our shows on Friday when we record them live on YouTube. You can hear us on Saturday evening with our new show, the Trust Radio Network. And then you can hear us, the IRS Radio Hour, on every Sunday at 5 o'clock on AM 560, The Answer, which is what you're listening to now. We've been on the show now. We're in our 5th year, and we're using that. We have met a lot of great people, and we're going to introduce you to these great people that you can trust to help you. as I hope you can trust me to help you if you have an IRS problem. You can trust Jim to help you if you want to buy or sell real estate anywhere here.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Anywhere in Illinois, I can help you. I'd rather do the Chicagoland area, but if you need me to drive all the way down as far as Springfield, I'll do it. I won't. I'm just trying to.
So we're going to do the show. We're going to have a lot of great people like David Hochberg and Gary Novell and
see, that's
Larry
one of the
Smith,
things that
who was on our
sets
show the
us
other day.
as trusted professionals above everybody else is that we have a network of people that will help fix your problem. If you have something going on, if you're trying to sell your home, well, I guess what? I'm associated with a lot of people over here on the radio network, and they pay good money to be on the radio. So I'm connected with these people. Attorney Stephen Leahy has a myriad of people.
There it is again. There's that word again.
Listen, there's ways of getting your problem answered and solved and figured
The
out.
secret word is myriad.
In this day and age, let us all work together to fix the problems.
Because I know you have a myriad of problems. Aha! See what I did there? Now, we're on this show today. We're going to talk about.
Yeah, what are we going to be talking about here?
On the blog segment, I'm going to talk about investigations. Because sometimes I work on a flat rate fee. And so.
An FRF?
Exactly. I'm going to use that, Jim. And sometimes the people will come to me and they're not even sure what their problem is. And how am I going to charge you if I don't know what your problem is? So I'm going to talk about that. And then we're going to have the
the conspiracy theory segment. We're going to be talking about the HAARP program. What is that? HAARP. What is that? I'm sure a lot of you people know what it is.
Tune in and find out.
Get those tinfoil hats ready. Also, too, we're going to be doing the Mr. Know-It-All segment. And what question are we going to be asking there? Just so that people can hear.
I'm going to talk about CSED. And what that is, how long can the IRS come after you?
Because we did tease that last week a little bit when we were talking about it. So we want to touch a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the Bears, talk about Hawks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show lined up for you today. So remember, listen up.
Not the Cubs.
You can also, no.
I know. I just brought you down.
Don't be sad. Don't be sad, man.
How fast things change.
February is just around the corner. That's when the spring training starts. It's just around the corner. We're back to the old days now. Anyway, at least we're not Yankees fans. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, remember, Open Tax Resolution is there for you. 312-664-6649 to visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Leahy with That Properties, 847-271-3695. Let's start thinking about tomorrow, today. So give me a call because 2019 is just right around the corner. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, listen to our sponsors and come right back for our next segment on AM 560.
The Answer. I'm getting better at this. Putting the banners in with your name on it, moving it around.
You're doing such a good job. And you know what? I think we're
fancy.
We're getting a lot better with the show, too. And hopefully everybody out there is enjoying as well. Remember, if you're not catching our live stream, then you can't ask any questions. So make sure you tune in around Friday. You can, but we'll answer them, too. But remember, if you're on YouTube and it's Friday afternoon, just scroll right over to Attorneys. Like, subscribe, share. And
all of those things.
Not in that order, necessarily.
Okay, maybe.
Not necessarily in that order. But
do you like YouTube videos, or is that?
Yes.
Okay, you do.
Yes.
But, don't comment so much, because commenters are...
Nope, comment all the time. I don't care if it's... I don't care if it's
because that's where you can put the question in.
I don't care if it's terrible. If you have a question, please feel free to type it in. But if you don't like typing, call Attorney Stephen Leahy. But if you don't like calling... Well, go to ChicagoTaxTeam.com. And if you don't like doing that, well, stay on YouTube and go through the videos that we've been doing for 4 years here.
Yes.
And you will get an answer to your question. It's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen. Let's work towards a greater goal. And that goal is full financial recovery. Let's say it together. Full financial recovery. Ladies and gentlemen,
I just was telling someone about this because the guy came to me from he had heard from Joe Walsh show. Kind of a sad story. Guy's got cancer, having some financial issues, but he's got he's got tax problems, he's got foreclosure problems, he's got bankruptcy problems. So I said, that's my wheelhouse. That's what I can help you with. I can help you with all those things. Well, I don't want to keep going from one lawyer to the other. Well, I understand that. That's why I try to help people in full financial recovery.
full financial recovery.
Okay.
Welcome back to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy. Stephen has helped hundreds of Chicagoans recover from financial disaster, and he wants to help you and your family. There are resolutions, and you will hear about all those resolutions during today's informative discussion on the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560 The Answer. Now, here's your host, attorney Stephen Leahy.
Welcome back. I am your host. I'm attorney Stephen Leahy. This is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560. The Answer. Here with Deborah Schreiner, Jim Leahy, and we are the crew. What do we call it? The group. The group here on AM 560. The Answer.
It's the blog segment. The blog. The blog. Let it sink in. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, open tax resolution is there for you at any time, anywhere, any place. What do I mean by that? You can go, for you radio listeners out there, you can go on to YouTube. Attorney Stephen Leahy does have a channel, and you can tune in every Friday live, ask a question, and we will be able to answer that. But if you can't do that, you can go to YouTube and get past videos. You can also go to chicagotaxteam.com. I keep pushing this for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? I want you to watch. I want your problem to get solved. And the only way that can happen is by calling attorney Stephen Leahy, and we can all do that together. So what are we talking about today?
Today I'm going to discuss, as I mentioned, I always talk on the blog segment about what's going on in my office, right? And this week, I had several different people come in. It's weird how these things kind of work in tandem. Like it doesn't happen, and all of a sudden it happens all the time. This week I had a couple people come in. They had IRS problems. One had the IRS subpoena all their documents from their bank, and so they're looking into them. They don't know what the problem is. They run some restaurants, and they're not sure, what the IRS is even looking for, and they know that they had some payroll tax issues, but they're not really sure. And I always work on a flat rate fee, right? So when that means is I'm going to tell you what it's going to cost you before you decide to hire me generally. But if you don't know what the problem is, hard for me to give you a price about what it's going to cost you to get it done. Because now one thing about when you do flat rate fees, right? If I don't know, I have to charge a lot because I have to come up with any possibility. And I don't like to do that. I don't want to overcharge you, right? And so I had another woman that her husband is now incapacitated, and he ran everything. He was running some businesses. He was running some. He had some partnerships, some businesses, and she really never was involved in it. And now he's incapacitated, and all of this tax stuff is landing on her. Like she's got to take care of it, but she doesn't even know what the problem is. She doesn't know if he's filed the tax returns. She doesn't know how much they owe. She doesn't know if, any of this. And so again, hard for me to come up with a price and tell you, this is because again, if I did to cover any possibility, that number is going to be very large. And again, I don't want to overcharge you. So what we do here at the Open Tax is we come up with what they call an investigation fee. Okay, and it's a minimal fee, so I can just look into the problem. Because again, I don't know. I might have to call the IRS. I might have to pull some transcripts. I might have to look at some tax returns or some past documents. Figure out what's going on.
That's a lot of work,
It is a lot of work, and just to come up with that, I can't really do it for free, and I can't come up with some fee and tell you, this is what it's going to cost because I don't know, right? So so this investigation is a way for me to do the investigation, figure out what's going on in this IRS problem or some other problem, but it's generally an IRS problem because some of these get very complicated. Where bankruptcy, although I do sometimes do an investigation fee for bankruptcies too, because people will approach me and say, "Can I file can I file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and they make more than the average family their size, and that means you're above the mean. And we've talked about this on this show. Sometimes if I'm above the mean, I can do. There are ways to to overcome the presumption of abuse, but I don't know that because I don't know anything about you. As when you come into my office, right? I don't know anything about you, so I only know what you're telling me. So for me to determine whether you can file a Chapter 7 or not, I need to do an investigation. So I need to I need to look at your pay stubs and your tax records and your mortgage statements.
And it can get kind of invasive, and I understand that, it could be uncomfortable. But again, if you're going to require an attorney's assistance, you might as well
I got it.
Try to help out the best you can.
So I got to have this
I have a
investigation.
question for you. I have a question for you. How many people have came to you, asked you to do an investigation, but then they were just trying to hide a couple of things? It weren't really.
Well, really, but I don't really have that problem where people try to hide anything. Okay, because what I always tell people is the only thing that can get you in trouble, like for instance in bankruptcy, the only thing that'll get you in trouble is lying. Right? Not telling the truth. Also, I can't answer your questions or I can't help you if I don't know what's going on, if you're not telling me the truth. Here's a very good example. There's a case here in Illinois where the guy had a workers' comp case going. He didn't want to lose that money from workers' comp. And so he didn't tell his lawyer that he had a workers' comp case. And they filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And the trustee came to know that there was a workers' comp case. But here was the problem. If the gentleman had just told his lawyer that he had a workers' comp case, his lawyer would have reported it, and then it was fully exempt, right? Means that your creditors can't reach your workers' comp case. But because he didn't, this is what the judge said. The judge said that Chapter 7 bankruptcy gives honest debtors a fresh start. You, sir, were not honest. You, sir, don't get a fresh start. Okay, because he didn't tell his lawyer, he's trying to hide stuff, and then the lawyer couldn't protect it. It came out that he was lying. The judge didn't give him a discharge of all of his debts.
Is that the is that the commercials that I hear on the radio from big box outfits? By the way, the IRS creditor. Come on.
No, because that was
what I'm talking about.
What I was just talking about is a bankruptcy case, okay? Not being honest with your bankruptcy lawyers and not being honest with the banker. So again, sometimes the only thing that it can cost you if you're not the
Fresh Start Initiative.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay, I get that. Okay,
I apologize.
No, that's fine. The Fresh Start Initiative has to do with the new. They redid some of the code in the IRS and the way the IRS.
So is that what you're talking about, though?
The answer is no.
Okay.
A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is often referred to as a fresh start bankruptcy. Okay, that was always called that even before they came up with the Fresh Start Initiative with the IRS. So because Chapter 7 gives people a new lease, lets them discharge all their debt and start over again, it's often referred to as a fresh start bankruptcy. It's not the official term, but many people do call it the Fresh Start Initiative. I mean, the Fresh Start bankruptcy. Now, the Fresh Start Initiative is a different thing. That's with the IRS, and the way the IRS looks at calculates what your income and expenses are and how much they'll accept as they offer in compromise and other things like that. This was the Fresh Start Initiative in order to give people a fresh start from their IRS debt. A little bit different, kind of the same thought process, but two different things. Again, bankruptcy and IRS, two different areas of the law. Mm-hmm. But again, sometimes you have to do this investigation just to figure out what's going on in the case and which way you want to go. Do I want to file a Chapter 13? Do I want to file a Chapter 7? Can I file a Chapter 7? Again, I don't know that until I do an investigation into your finances. Same thing with the IRS problems, right? I don't know what's going on. Now, most of the time, it doesn't matter what remedy you're going for, because I know they're all about the same amount of work depending on what remedy I get for you. So I can come up with a flat rate fee and tell you, even before I know exactly what remedy we're going to take, I can tell you, oh, this is what it's going to cost you. Because I've done so many of these cases, I understand what it's going to take. I know what kind of work's involved, and I know how to bill it. But again, when people come to me and they don't even know what the problem is themselves, they don't know if these taxes have been filed or what exactly the IRS is after. Then you'd have to do this investigation.
See, this is so
to find
important
out.
when you hire somebody who's been doing this as long as you. I mean, you've been doing this for what, around how long now, bud?
Over 20 years. 20 years.
20 years
Yes.
of doing this kind of work.
18 years.
All right.
I'm trying
18
to remember.
to 20 years. How about that? 18 to 20 years. We'll just be fresh
Something
with
like
that. Anyway, 18 to 20 years you've been doing this. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nobody more equipped than Open Tax Resolution.
To help you.
312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Leahy with Hat Properties. Let's start thinking about tomorrow today because 2019 is just around the corner, and it's not too early to start thinking about putting your home up on the market or looking to buy a home. 847-271-3695 is my phone number. Now, stay tuned. Come on back after you listen to our sponsors here on AM 560.
The answer.
Attorney Stephen Leahy, that was a great segment. Again, we cannot stress enough. 18 to 20 years in the business, that's somebody who's been doing this a while. And you know what? He wouldn't be paying for the radio spot if it wasn't working for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that right there, he's the professional. Can you get that phone number one more time?
312-664-6649.
Wonderful. Now we're going to go right into our...
Too fast.
We're going to be going right into our...
I'm going to put it here up on it was up on the screen.
We're going to be going right into our conspiracy theory segment, so stay tuned. It's going to be a little bit of fun. Every October we do this.
Rocktober.
Yeah, Rocktober. Every October we do this just because of the Halloween, the holiday coming up and trying to have a little fun with it. But we will be coming back with another segment after that. Probably a Supreme Court segment. If I'm not
That's
mistaken.
what I want. I want to go. I want not a Supreme Court segment. I want to come up with the Constitution segment. And you know what, Deborah? I was looking into the Constitution segment, and I saw the Rock, the Kid Rock, or what? Not Kid Rock, but from
the wrestler.
No, back in the day when they had the Schoolhouse
Rock. I got
Constitution.
that. I got that because I'm working on a little intro for that segment.
But that's what we're going to do a Constitution because that would include the Supreme Court and other things that are going on as it does with the Constitution. As we talk about the Electoral College, which I think is a primary component of our Constitution.
It is. Our constitutional rights are
that those are trying to that there are those that are trying to weaken or eliminate even the Electoral College and the way that it works. And I have, there's an initiative around the country to get states to appoint their Electoral College members, because there are members according to the popular vote and not the vote in their state. So I would think it's a travesty if I'm in a state that votes. Let's say I've just as an example, I am in a state that's a red state and it votes 80% for the Republican candidate, but the Democratic candidate wins all the votes in California and in New York, and then they win the popular vote, and then all my Electoral College people are going to go vote for the Democrat. I would feel cheated, and you would be cheated, especially if for instance, if it was like Al Gore and Bush, or the recent past presidential election with Hillary and Trump, where the Electoral College gives it to one party, but the popular vote gives it to the other. I would feel that would be a problem. But that's what's going on now, is right there telling us that this is all illegitimate. Trump is illegitimate. That means that Kavanaugh is illegitimate, and that means that all the decisions that come down from the Supreme Court are also illegitimate, and they don't have to follow them anymore. because they're illegitimate right from the get-go. So while we get a conservative in the conservative bent into the Supreme Court, if there are those out there that try to delegitimize the Supreme Court decisions and then elect not to follow them, as they tried to do in Brown versus Board of Education when Eisenhower had to send the federal troops down to get the kids into school and to make Arkansas adhere to the Supreme Court decision. I don't know if you're familiar with that at all, Jimmy. Are you?
All set?
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Yes.
You want me to play that right at the get-go?
Right at the get-go.
You're listening to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy on AM 560, The Answer. Attorney Stephen Leahy.
I got it here. I got it. I have it right here.
I have it.
I got it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
I love that ending. What makes you think it's a conspiracy? What makes you think it isn't?
That's a conspiracy that they think that it isn't.
I know. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
that's what they want us to think.
So for all you avid conspiracy theorists out there, remember, we do a live stream every Friday, and in October, what we do is for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing another conspiracy each week, and then pretty much on our Halloween show, we'll talk mainly conspiracy theories. But you can go on there and you can comment and see if you want to hear a conspiracy theory as well. You can go to Stephen Leahy YouTube account and go right on the video and comment. We're going to be talking about the HARP program. What's the HARP program? It's a High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, and was initiated as an ionospheric research program jointly funded by the U.S. Air Force and the Navy.
Okay, so this is what's going on. I wasn't familiar with this until very recently. This HARP conspiracy, but it goes back a long way.
The 90s, yeah.
Yeah, it's not something new, and that's because the conspiracy is keeping it away from me. They don't want me to know about this because they don't want me to bring it to your attention.
Well, again, it's really meant to see the radio frequencies.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. But what true conspiracy theorists believe is that this program is used to change weather patterns. So, for example, a couple of years ago when we saw an increase in hurricanes, they blamed it. A lot of people blamed it on the HARP program.
Hugo Chavez said that's caused a Haitian earthquake.
That's right.
That's what this HARP thing.
It's the HARP program causing it, and we're able to the U.S. Army is able to manipulate everything. Well, not only that,
I wish
there actually. Well, if you look at the AAAR models,
it's Tommy Skillett. I like Tommy. Okay, you know what else though? I'm not sure.
Recent scientific evidence suggests that HARP is fully operational as a capability of triggering floods, hurricanes, droughts, and earthquakes. Over time, HARP has been blamed for generating such catastrophes as thunderstorms in Iran, Pakistan, Haiti, Turkey, Greece, and the Philippines. Even major power outages drowning out the downing of TWA Flight 800, yes. Gulf War Syndrome, I don't know what that is, and chronic fatigue syndrome. What is that? Well, a lot of people are claiming in these areas that they hear a low humming sound.
But you had something like that. You had trumpets in the background.
So there's a thing going around on YouTube. You can look it up as well, where people are saying that there's this. It sounds like metal, like
trumpets.
not trumpets. It sounds like a train screeching to a halt, but it's in the sky, and there's nobody can pinpoint where it is. And people have gone forward and said, "Well, this is the rapture. The second coming of the Lord is here, and we need to repent." But others are saying, "No,
Well, we do need to repent, Jim. Without harp, we need to be. But here's another thing that they say about
They're
harp,
saying it's harp.
that it's also mind control. That it's controlling all of our minds and our decisions on which way we're going. This whole harp thing. That's the whole purpose of it. If you see
This is really creepy.
yes, if you see the
Are you getting freaked out?
there's
right
a
now?
field up in Alaska.
A little bit.
This is up in Alaska. There's a whole field in Alaska with all of these. They look like dishes that are really, and so they're throwing all of this up into the atmosphere, and that's why people believe that this. And of course, it's at the top of the earth.
Depends on where you're looking from.
If we have a round Earth, we'll talk a sphere. We'll talk
We
about
talked
that.
about that last year. We talked about flat Earth.
But if there is a sphere Earth,
he's joking.
Up on the
he
top,
believes the Earth
I
is
know,
round.
I know.
I need to clarify that for people.
Okay. But that's at the top, and it throws it up, and it throws these waves up into the high up in the atmosphere, and it controls all of our minds.
Our minds. That's right.
Makes us
actually,
think
but
Kanye West is a great artist.
Too, what people are saying too is that it creates these low frequency hums, and what people are saying is that they'll hear this constant humming. And they'll be sitting in their houses, and what it sounds like to them is that there's a car, like a diesel engine running down the street, and it's just a constant hum. It's just like it's always there, and they say that's harp.
Yeah, so some people have this sensitivity.
So
to
it seems like to
I
us
don't have this
that the harp program,
I'm not sensitive.
The harp program is just
I'll even
a scapegoat for a lot of things.
Interrupt you. That's how insensitive I can be. I think it's harp that's making me do that to you, Jim. It's telling me to do it to you. It's a conspiracy. That's the way it works.
Well, it's a conspiracy. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you better watch out because harp is coming for you.
Could people send in if they have ideas for the
That's right.
conspiracy
Yes.
segment? Send in their ideas.
Go to the YouTube channel. Go to Facebook, Attorney Stephen Leahy. You can call the station.
Didn't we get one last year?
Yeah,
Didn't someone call last year?
We did. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Open Tax Resolution is there for you. 312-664-6649 to visit Chicago. TaxTeam.com is going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Leahy with Ad Properties. Give me a call so we can start thinking about tomorrow today. 847-271-3695. And listen to our sponsors.
Why do you think
right back on AM 560?
The answer. You finished too early.
I finished at 7 seconds.
That was good.
I had 7 seconds.
You finished in 7 seconds so that the music kind of plays out.
I know, but I was going to interrupt it.
I know, and then you would have ran us to the last second.
Because of harp, you were going to interrupt.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, what makes you think it's a conspiracy?
What makes you think it is?
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, but then I would have. It's too much to say. There's too much going on.
I'm going to let you go because it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Get busy. It's your birthday. Get busy.
It is. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that song. You ever heard that song?
What?
It's your birthday. Get busy.
By 50 Cent?
Is it? I think it is. Yes.
No.
I think it is. I think it's 50 Cent.
50 Cent didn't sing that.
Go.
No,
Go.
That's not what he's singing.
Go, Jimmy. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. Different song, I guess.
It was my birthday one year, and I met this girl. I'm not gonna get into the whole thing.
Who became your wife?
No. This was way before my wife, and
let's not talk about it.
And anyway, I'm not. But she was dancing this. It's your birthday. Get busy. It's your birthday. Get busy. So for years and years, my brother and I always say that. Get busy. Your mother said that to me yesterday. It's his birthday. Get busy.
I have. So it's been. Here, take a listen to this. This is a message I had from the government.
4129. I repeat, it's 909.
What?
708.
They're giving you the number.
It's harp.
It's harp.
So it has been considered as an intentional fraud, and lawsuit has been filed under your name by the United States government. You may call our department number on 425-616-3516. I repeat, it's 425-616-3516.
So I got two creepy emails this last week. I don't
Those
know
are
if we
from
should.
scammers.
I don't know if we should talk about it.
It's your birthday, go Derek. It's your birthday, go Derek. It's your birthday, go Brady. Go Brady. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. Go Derek, go Derek. Go Tracy. It's your birthday, go Red.
Go. Get busy. I love that. I haven't heard that in years. I haven't heard. Do you ever heard that?
No.
That is good. It's your birthday.
Is that what you're trying to think of?
No, I think it was one that says, "Go get your birthday, get busy. It's your
I'm
birthday."
pretty sure that's what it is.
But I haven't heard that one in a long time. I don't know if there is one.
I used to listen to WGCI quite a bit in high school,
Gucci?
and they would do a segment where people could call in at night when it was their birthday, and they'd ask like, "Oh, what's your name?" You know, and then they'd do that birthday song.
I like that song. I was dancing. You see me dancing?
Well, what we were talking about before that, though, was the fact that there's a lot of scammers out there.
Yes.
And you know what? I had a scammer one time, and they called me, and I was on the phone with them, and they're like, "Yes, you do owe us money because we are part of the government." And I was like, "Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. How do I do this?" He goes, "Okay, I'm going to talk you through this. What we're going to do is we're going to get you to go to get the card." And I was like, "Okay, but before I do, what branch of the government are you?" He goes, "What?" I was like, "Are you state or are you federal or are you IRS?" And he goes, and he used vulgar language. "You damn American!" and hang up the phone.
Okay, so I'm now don't get creeped out, but I'm going to tell you about a couple emails that I got, okay, which I know are false because this ain't me. Okay, this ain't me. Okay, I got two emails. First one said,
"You're telling everyone."
Oh, I know. It's creepy.
Do you not realize that that's on all the
I don't
time?
care. It's creepy. People are going to be getting this. They're saying that they're taking over my computer, and they're watching me on my.
Why didn't you use this for the conspiracy theory
Because, and I think I know it's false, but they're telling me, yeah, I've taken over your computer. I've got your camera, and we're recording you. Okay? And they're saying, and they're recording me while I'm watching porn. Okay. But I don't watch porn, so I know it ain't me. Okay, so and they have videos of me that they're going to they have my contact list and they're going to send it to my contact list and they want $20,000.
Oh, that's awful.
They want $20 just to prove to you that they can control your computer. You can, and they got this link that you can go to. But what will happen is when you go to that link, that's how they'll get control of your computer, right? Because they're saying, "Go here, and I'll show you that I have control." And that's how they're going to get control of your computer. Then they'll have control, and they'll say, "See, we have your computer. We've got this video of you watching porn, and we're going to tell and then we want
You're
20.
in trouble.
I'm not in trouble. They want $20,000. I was telling my wife about it last night.
I want $100,000.
I told my wife about it last night. I said, for $20,000, they could send, even if they had the videos, they could send it to all my friends. I don't care.
Guys, that's my Christmas card.
For $20,000, I ain't giving you $20,000 for anything. I don't care.
That's my Christmas card.
Ready for Mr. Know-It-All?
Yeah, I just thought. But isn't that creepy? Isn't that creepy?
Very much so.
Very creepy.
Yeah. I've heard all those scams.
But I'm sure that there's lots of people out there that are going to think that that's that. Oh, they caught me, you know. But that ain't me. So I'm not a porn guy. So I know that ain't me. I'd say. Yeah. But if I was, it would kind of make you think, wow, did they really? How do they know? It's a good guess that some guys are watching porn because those are the most visited sites on the internet even today. It is. Let's go. Let's do the show.
Welcome back to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy. Stephen has helped hundreds of Chicagoans recover from financial disaster, and he wants to help you and your family. There are resolutions, and you will hear about all those resolutions during today's informative discussion of the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560 The Answer. Now, here's your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy.
'Cause I'm the tax man.
Yeah, I am the tax man. And this is that kind of saying that. I probably shouldn't do that. I'm not a very good singer.
I think you're
Allegedly.
shortchanging yourself.
I don't think that's true.
Let's not forget the time you went on tour as a backup singer for Taylor Swift.
I would have loved that. Tay-Tay and me. Anyway, or I'm not going to talk about the radio guy who got sued by it. But anyway, I wanted to talk today about CSED.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where Attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things tax-related.
See what happens when I talk about Taylor Swift.
See what happens when
I
you
get
just
off
get
of
off
my
the rails?
I get off my regular.
God.
Even though she's becoming a lefty, I still like her. Anyway, because I don't judge people based on their politics. I like people who think differently than I do. They might not like me though. But anyway, let's talk about CSED, because I get this question a lot, right? So I got a call just this last week, and someone said the IRS is trying to collect on 2003 and 2004 taxes, and the guy says to me, "Well, isn't there some date where like it's only supposed to be like 10 years that they can't come after you anymore?" And isn't that right? And the answer is there is what they call a CSED. And the CSED stands for the letters. It's an acronym. Stands for Collection Statute Expiration Date.
Okay, so collection statute expiration date.
So right that means that the IRS that this date expires when they can collect on a tax. So once it gets but it's the date of assessment. So once the IRS assesses a tax against you, they have 10 years to collect it or sue you. So they can take you to court and sue you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they have, and I have clients who have been sued by the IRS. They get a judgment against you, and then they can collect forever. The judgment doesn't expire, and they can come after you forever and collect that money. But generally, they won't do that unless you're involved in some sort of fraud or something like that. But generally, there's a 10-year statute that they can collect from this. And so in this situation that I'm talking about, where someone says, "Well, wait a minute, this tax that they're trying to collect is from 2002 or 2001 or 2000. How can that be? That's way more than 10 years ago.
Come on.
So how can they do that? And the answer is because, again, it's the date of assessment, not 10 years from the date of the taxes. So generally your taxes are going to come due right a year after the tax that they're collecting. So 2017 taxes were just filed, and we're coming up tomorrow is October 15th, and that's the date for the extensions, which is so. If I did ask for an extension for my 2017 taxes, and it's going to be due on October 15th, it'd be 10 years from that date that it's actually when I filed assessment. But if I don't file my taxes, well, then it hasn't been assessed and it hasn't even begun yet. Okay, so they haven't even begun that 10-year statute of the collection statute expiration date. So a lot of times what happens is people they haven't filed in 2003, 2004, and then in 2006 they file a bunch of old returns. Well, now they haven't been assessed until 2006 or 2007, and so that's when the statute begins. And another thing that happens is and then I'll ask them, did you file bankruptcy? Well, yeah, I filed bankruptcy. I was in a Chapter 13. Well, that adds however long you're in bankruptcy plus 6 months. So if I'm in a Chapter 13 and it's a 3-year plan, it would be 3 years plus 6 months. So now I would add 10 years plus the 3 years plus 6 months. So now it's 13 and a half years.
The two.
So now it's 13 and a half years. Okay. And then maybe I get out and I try to do an offer and compromise. And this is why offers and compromise can be very dangerous. And the people shouldn't do this themselves. when you go and ask for an offer and compromise, that also adds time to the CSED. Okay,
Boom.
so now it's 10 years. Then I ask for an offer that might take them a year to determine to figure it out. Now I just added a year, so now it's and then maybe I filed bankruptcy. So I've had people that they have what they call tolling dates, and this is at the time that it adds to the CSED. And I've had people with 2,000, 3,000 tolling dates. That's like 3 years, 4 years, 10 years that they've told this thing, and they just keep adding time, and the IRS
And
just
then you go,
it never goes away.
yeah,
The IRS
no.
just keeps coming after you, and sometimes when people don't understand how this all
Come on,
works,
what can the IRS really do?
and then the IRS, what can they? Oh, Jim, I understand. It's a kind of a silly question because the IRS can do bad things to you, right? They can take things away from you.
You wrote a book on the 6 things you can do to get out of IRS.
That's
fraud.
correct.
And the last thing you could do is do nothing. And there's a lot of people that generally do nothing.
And that's what they do before they come to see me. And then the IRS starts levying them and taking all their money. And then it's hard to hire me when you don't have any money.
Well, anyway, we can go on that forever.
And
but-
I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do a live video of this show on that you're hearing this Sunday evening on YouTube at around on Friday afternoons. So if you have a question, go on there, or you can call Open Tax Resolution 312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Leahy with That Properties, and start thinking about tomorrow. Today, 847-271-3695. 2019's coming. It's not too early to start thinking about putting your home on the market or finding a place. Stay tuned and come back on AM 560.
The answer.
Ran a little late there, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, Open Tax Resolution's there for you, okay? We do this live stream to help you guys. We wouldn't be doing this if it didn't help you. Actually, we might be doing this, but it really is supposed to help.
Only because we have so much fun
It
doing
really is supposed to help you guys because at the end of the day, this is a different avenue for people to come, tune in, right on the chat box right next to us for this live stream so that you're able to just see what's going on. You're able to put your question there. You get your question answered. Okay.
I love
and it's really, actually, you're getting a question answered at it's what is the word I'm looking for?
Answer.
No, you're getting your question answered
Question?
and you're not noticed. What is the word?
Notice.
No.
Ignored. Overlooked.
Anonymous. You're completely
anonymous.
You're completely anonymous. Nobody's gonna know who you are. I get it because it comes down to it gets odd and people are like, oh, I don't really want to talk about this problem that I have.
Anonymous.
Call Open Tax Resolution.
Remember, I wanted to rewrite Notorious
Yeah.
as Anonymous.
Yes. Okay, so I was watching Jim, his face when he looked at when I was giving those names. Sometimes he gets you have very short.
What names?
When I said notice when I couldn't.
No, because I'm like, help me here.
I'm just
trying to help you.
I
I'm trying to
know,
have it look good.
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, but there's a time and place
It's
for
your
it.
birthday. Get busy.
I know.
I'm teasing
Thank
you. I was a teaser. I'm a teaser.
I know. Thank you.
I
want it to look good.
I'm gonna
I want
tell
it to
people.
pop.
I kind of
Grogan likes his girls to pop.
I started crying a little bit today because, actually true, because I was thinking when your mom was saying 28 years ago, I remember I was there on the day Jimmy was born, and I held the little boy in my arms the day he was born. It was kind of amazing.
What did you say to him that day?
Oh,
Seabiscuit in the fifth.
I did say that to him. But what I always said to him when he was a little boy, I always said things like
horse. Are you saying?
I always said to him, boo, 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 boobala. That's what I always said to him.
That was funny.
When he was a little boy.
Would he laugh?
Oh, yeah, he laughed. And all the kids are, boo, 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 boobala. I always do that to little kids. They loved it. Then he touched their nose. Boo, boo. Love kids. Now I had another nephew before Jim, Craig, but I wasn't there when Craig was born. So Jim was my first newborn I ever held in my arms the day he was born. Many afterwards, except for Joanna. All the other ones.
Isn't it a
and my kids.
miracle?
It is a miracle. I know you're not being facetious, but it is a miracle.
I'm not.
It's an amazing thing.
The little baby.
Oh, it's just amazing.
The little fingers.
Yeah. I know. It's amazing. Kids are. I have a friend down in South Carolina who just became a grandmother yesterday. So Janice. So maybe she watches a lot of our stuff. So
that's wild.
Congratulations.
Well, let's wrap this
They
show
say
up.
they say being a grandparent is even better than being a parent.
Sounds awesome.
I don't know how that could be because being a parent's an incredible thing. Almost as good as being an uncle. Okay, maybe it's a little different.
Especially when your nephew picks up the drinks.
But I never knew one that did that.
That's
I'm just teasing you.
You. Audi Club. I miss that place. That's the one thing that
it's
hurts.
not even closed
it's
yet.
Done.
I'm hoping that it's not, but it looks like it's going to be done.
You're listening to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy on AM 560, The Answer. Attorney Stephen Leahy brings his passion and expertise to your radio each and every week during the IRS Radio Hour. Tune in, take notes, and be educated. Learn your options resolving financial obstacles that face so many. And now, back to the IRS Radio Hour with your host, attorney Stephen Leahy.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560.
The Answer.
We're playing that music because
It's birthday day.
It was my birthday. Well, we record Friday show or Sunday, and it was my day of birth on Friday.
My day of birth.
So
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. To everybody out there, I can't do it without you. For you two guys, part of group, I love you guys. I really do. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. But most importantly, me and my girlfriend started dating a couple of years ago on this day. So that's the most important part. That's the most important part.
So much happy birthday and anniversary.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I couldn't think of a better birthday present. And that's the truth.
Oh.
I could do both of them.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying the show. Remember, go to YouTube if you can, and there's videos there because ChicagoTaxTeam.com, which is going to be your hub to help fight the IRS. It has videos and it has a blog report, but YouTube's a little bit cooler because you can do other things as well. But you can go and look up the law office of Stephen A. Leahy, PC, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, and also, too, you can watch our live stream every Friday because we record Friday show or Sunday, and you can comment and ask a question. We can answer it for you on the show. Totally anonymous. Great way of getting going.
I wanted to mention something, though, Jim. You had sent me a link today on the text about our Bears. So I wanted you to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, the Bears?
The Bears.
Point differential.
The point differential.
But here's the thing. We record Friday. The show airs Sunday, so I can't really talk about it.
That's right. Well, that means we can never talk about the Bears.
Well, the Bears were just on a bye week.
I
don't know what happened at noon today.
Well, let me tell you what happened last week.
Bears. They didn't lose.
There was a bye week, and the Packers, their kicker, their greatest kicker ever that ever lived, missed 5 kicks.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, that was terrible. His 5th kick, the last one, he looked and he went, something's going on.
Did he get fired?
No.
Wow.
He's been there forever.
No, they brought him out on the last play because they were down they let him kick.
And they
which
were
was
down,
a good move.
It was a good move.
move.
I agree with that. I agree with that. It was a smart move.
I would have done the same
because
thing.
You got to try. Although, had he missed that one, it wouldn't have been a smart move. But that was kind of right in the middle. It was like 30.
It was still a smart move.
It was 30 yards. That was right down the middle. It was an easy kick.
Yeah, but the other ones that he had were
he missed the extra point.
My God.
So I don't think, and they win that game, right? If he makes 2 of those, or 3, what did they lose by?
If he makes all those,
then
goals,
they win. They win.
No question.
So it's a tough. It's funny because I was watching. I don't watch the game, and but I was kind of tracking it, and then I saw that they're down. I was watching a little bit, and they were like at the 10-yard line. I said, turn it off. And then I went back, and they didn't score. I'm like, why did they not score at the 10-yard line? So kind of amazing.
Well, anyway, the Bears
couldn't happen to a nicer group of people.
Yeah. That's the rivalry talking. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know you got to know that we are loving the Bears. Hopefully they won today.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Again, because we record Friday show or Sunday. If you guys are tuning in to listen to the other programming on the next block here. So we don't know what happened with the Bears, but boy, we hope they won.
I know.
I'm pulling for it. And even I'll tell you what, 4 games in, I love it. I get to wear all my Bears stuff. I'm happier than a pig in, well, you know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
In a poke?
Yeah. Anyway, open tax.
Yeah.
Anyway, open tax resolutions here.
In a blanket?
Yes, 312-664-6649 to visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com is going to be your hub to fight the IRS. I'm Jim Leahy with Ad Properties. Let's start thinking about tomorrow, today. It's not too early to start thinking about 2019 right around the corner. Let's start seeing where you place in the market and getting you ready to buy a home. 847-271-3695. Same bad time, same bad channel, ladies and gentlemen, on that one station we love. AM 560.
The answer. Okay.
Wow, we have so much fun.
Okay,
we have
folks.
such a great time. Thank you guys so much, both of you guys. I really do appreciate it. Love you both.
Aww.
Guys are awesome.
He's saying
Deborah
that because he
Schreiner,
knows we're
best in the
still on the
business.
air.
Happy birthday.
Happy
I would say
birthday.
that even after.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very good
And if
thing.
you guys are out and about and everybody's around and
Go to
enjoying
Rosati's.
themselves,
Oh, no, this is it's no.
yeah,
Go to
go to
Rosati's.
Rosati's.
Have a beer with us.
That's right.
If you come up to me and say, "Hey, I watched your show today," I'll buy you a beer. An old
You
style.
know what?
An
How about
old
this?
style.
I'll make this
Wow.
claim right here, too. If you guys meet me in Libertyville later tonight, Libertyville, Illinois, you catch me out and about, I will buy you a
Do you
beer
have a
as well.
place like that you
I'm
go?
going everywhere.
You going? Is there everywhere in Libertyville? I mean,
There's
is
a
there
bar
like?
that's open till 4 in the morning.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's called the Island Bar. And that's where everybody ends up.
Well, I guess that's the only place.
It's like, no, it's like, honestly, like, it's, so it's.
Is that like the only place in Lake County that's open till 4 o'clock in the morning?
No, Downings is open real late, too.
I don't know
It's
what that is.
Libertyville. It's right on the edge. It's like a nice, it's actually like a really cool, like, Irish bar that me and James have been going to because it's right by the gym. We'll go to the gym and then afterwards get to be able to pick up the bomb. Anyway, Downings is real nice. I like beer.
I hope you like beer too, Senator. Do you like beer, Senator? I like beer. I do like beer. That makes me a jolly good fellow.
Now, before we sign up, you want to say something?
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, from us at the IRS Radio Hour, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. We can't do it without you. And from me to you, I thank you guys so much for watching, just for tuning in for a second. We really do appreciate it. If you guys want, please like. Well, actually, if you don't want, do it. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell your family, and catch us every Friday. Remember, if you have any question, if you have a conspiracy theory for the rest of October, or we might do something different for December, like maybe some good stories or some goodwill stories.
Happy stories.
Some happy stories for Christmas.
That's a good idea.
We'll do like 2 weeks of the segment where it's like just like really like heartfelt stories.
Are there that many happy stories out there?
I'm sure we can find a couple. And ladies and gentlemen, we might even interview you if you have that kind of good story. So anyway, we're trying something new. Enjoy. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will catch you next week. Remember, same bad time, same bad channel here on AM 560.
The answer.